Welcome back to Gears 5. And we're still freezing.
Yes.
Oh, don't worry, we're finally gonna get some answers in this part.
Sierra, what are you gonna do?
I don't know if you'll like those answers, but they're answers,
We'll get to Splatoon eventually.
Well, Java, some people, myself included, will say that it's better to have bad answers than no answers at all, and I can kind of...
Me too, to be honest.
It's funny, because some people say that no answer is better than a worse answer.
Okay.
Well, okay, I guess it depends on the situation.
Sometimes, yes, it might be good to leave something to interpretation. The icy ambient does remind me of the end of John Carpenter's The Thing, where the ending is left ambiguous on purpose. Is our child and his friend infected or not? Are we going to survive or not? Probably not, but
It's kind of like how we don't know if Cobb is still dreaming at the end of Inception, because it doesn't matter to him anymore. He accepts this as.
Myrrah.
Hey guys, remember that bit from Gears 3 where Marcus...
she did the
Yes.
same thing like Marcus did.
It's Steppenwolf's sister from Justice League.
No,
Dwibs, that's the Locust Queen.
Also, I would normally question how Kait knows what the Locust Queen name was, but I get the idea that in the Climate of Peace they might teach that in schools or something, or at least being taught by voice, or at the very least Marcus told her. So there are ways that she could.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Teo. Remember, we don't know exactly what are the true nature of these visions. For all we know, this is some kind of image being projected into her mind rather than having to do with her memories. So for all we know, it doesn't even have to have a justification necessarily.
What actually means is that, remember, it was Kait who actually mentioned Myrrah by her name. That's what I was mentioning.
Oh, that. Well, that's easy. I mean, Marcus would just tell her.
Like I just said, maybe it's taught in schools, quote unquote, because after the Locust War, the events were told.
There are multiple ways for her to know anyway. Go ahead.
Now going back to our discussion about stuff that needs to be explained or not, in regards to Myrrah, hers is an interesting category. Okay, now I could say, as far as the original trilogy goes, maybe, there were definitely some questions that you might raise as to why she, someone who very well looked human, was apparently the queen and mother to all Locusts. That said, I don't think it was the most highest on the priority list for us to know about it. There was enough to suggest that, she's this random offshoot of Locust here and there. Now, I'm not saying that I would have been against the idea of explaining more to her. I'm just saying, there are cases to argue that her origin could have been something important, or that it wasn't needed because she was more an obstacle more than anything.
Well, I mentioned... Sorry.
That being said, so let me just make it clear. I'm not against the idea of trying to build up more on her. See, because unlike Han Solo, while you could argue that we knew what we needed to know about her, you could also make the argument that there was definitely a lot of room to tell more about her and stuff that could be integral to, say, a sequel trilogy or story or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, of course, lies with the execution here, because I'll just say it right here. Yeah, you can get why she is the way she is, but the retcons involved are... I don't want to say it's as bad as Sins Past with Spider-Man, but... oh boy, it's in that tier.
Well, Jova, I did mention what happened in the previous part.
All right.
Since Past or this.
Remember, Java was... Remember, Teo was reading...
From the wiki.
Right, Teo was reading from the wiki, and
mind you, the thing that I consistently asked in the original trilogy that they didn't explain is how the Locusts actually reproduced, and this kind of explanation.
Yeah,
doesn't fit for me.
That's what. Don't worry, Teo. That's what this game is for.
Okay.
Del, really?
Yes, really.
What do you expect? Oh, it's a blood sample test.
Yes.
You're this upset.
But anyway, Teo, I get that you read that, but I don't think...
some people are more sensitive to pain than others, Kait. Go ahead, Jova.
Also...
Anyway, Teo...
Sorry, he's got shot by bullets. I think he can handle...
That's not even that. The end that he introduces in the thing is actually gloved. You're telling me that the prick needle manages to perform the armor glove?
I don't know what to tell you, Teo.
Actually, yeah, Teo does have a good point, though. That's kind of a faulty
Or
Well,
those
for the
needles are
military.
fucking powerful. I don't know, but go on,
See,
Jova.
Anyway, Tio, I know that you read about, Myrrah's origin, but I don't think you read about, her motivation
hold on, Jova.
for why she became
Hey,
evil.
hey, Niles.
Well, Marcus did say that he survived.
Okay, basically, Tio, what we're also going to go into is Myrrah's reasons for why she turned evil, and again, it's pretty dumb.
Let's just say,
What-
Theo, we're gonna retcon some stuff from Gears 2. That's all you
Well,
need to know.
what I did read, Jova, if you don't remember, was the fact that again, both her and the other children were treated like guinea pigs
Yep.
for their Ruslan treatment, and they hated humanity as a result. And Myrrah particularly.
Well, hold
And
on.
Myrrah,
Let Theo finish.
Myrrah particularly took a hold of the other children and decided to become the mother figure for them, kind of like in the twisted way of Wendy and
Well,
Lost Boys, I guess.
Yeah, we're
That's the
gonna
thing,
explain
though.
that in a
That's-
moment anyway. So hold on.
But that's the thing, though, Tia. You would think that would have been the reason she turned evil, but no.
I mean, hating
There's
humanity seems to be good enough for me.
Believe it or not, that is not the reason. Pedro knows what I'm talking about, but there's actually a secret, hidden reason why she turned evil instead.
Again, let's just wait till the game tells us.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Niles here. Okay, I might as well take this moment to sum up Dejimon things. Why not? And Shiroi as well. Basically, Niles here. He's the scientist who, as far as we know up until this point, had something to do with propagating all the population of the Locusts. We still don't know the exact specifics, that we're going to learn in a few minutes. But basically, he was a scientist that we met in Gears 2. And he was already an AI at that point. Think of him.
Is he the Dr. Jiro of the series?
Yeah. You can put it like that. Yes, you can put it like that. Why not? Go ahead, Jova.
I forget, Pedro. Did we know that he was originally a scientist before uploading himself into an AI
Yes, he was.
bot in Gears 2? Or no. I mean, yeah, we knew he was an AI, but did we know that he was originally a scientist as opposed to just an AI made for the lab back in Gears 2?
We do know. Well, if it helps you, the game will even make that clear in a few minutes again anyway, so we can just wait.
No. What I'm asking is, did we know as far as Gears 2 that he used to be a scientist before becoming an AI?
Okay.
Or if this is a retcon?
I'd have to go back and watch that section for Gears 2 again. I don't remember the exact
remember, Jova, that like I mentioned, the Delta Squad breezes through the facility in that game, so we don't learn that much in it.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Well, I think it was
I'm not
pretty
saying-
much implied that he was in Gears 2, kind of, when you get right down to it.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just trying to check if we knew back then, that's all.
Okay, if we didn't know for sure, Jova, it was definitely, at the very least, very implied.
True. Yeah. Again, I mean, look, this kind of retcon, I don't mind.
No, I think they did mention, because there is a point where I think either Marcus or Dom do ask if it's just an AI, but the AI responds that it's something more about it. I think I remember something along that.
But yeah, notice all these frozen people.
Yes. That's not ominous at all.
This next area is quite fascinating.
And here we are.
Oh, it is?
The path to every breakthrough is paved with failure. Here are some
it's-
Oh, great. It's just like Alien Resurrection. Alright, Kate, grab the flamethrower.
one of the miner's children, as it happened.
I don't really mean some flamethrower, I have my trusty Lancer.
Disease.
Of course.
She was resistant to aging, so did that mean that she remained a child forever? I kid, though. It probably just means that she didn't age visibly.
Yeah, also something, resistant
That's
to
the-
cell deterioration.
That's the thing, Jova. They're not super clear on that, and as a result, there are some unfortunate implications that I will bring up myself in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Keep in mind, it's not 100% certain. It's just a possibility that I'm confident they didn't want to be a possibility to begin with. But whatever.
I'll admit, Pedro, this is one thing I don't get. So people want to clarify on something, yes, but then there's times where they're intentionally vague on some things that would otherwise be better being
Whoa,
specific
cutscene.
on.
Here we go.
What is it?
That is one of our first successful hybrids.
Hybrid? You mean a locust?
One and the same. In our previous facility, we had problems with genetic stability. The sires were distempered.
Yes, we wanted them to breed like rabbits.
Obvious reasons.
Very good.
But the Locusts were different. Highly controllable. The perfect
But how could you
soldiers.
tell which one was female?
There you go.
They just needed someone who could actually keep them in check.
You see, the emulsion miners' children provided a marvelous genetic repository, as did the indigenous creatures of the Hollow.
Who voices Niles?
Robin Atkin does, I checked. It's the same from Gears 2.
Genetic research.
What's he done outside of that?
Of course.
He's done plenty of stuff.
Loads
Travis
of stuff.
Touchdown. Like,
Wait, that's Rob.
Doomsday.
That's Travis Touchdown.
Yes.
yes.
He was also Doomsday in the Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice movie.
Hold on.
Man,
What?
I don't think I want to know what.
Deji, it may surprise you that voice actors can have more than one role.
It's not an internet Easter egg, come on.
Oh God, I can just imagine an internet history about this. And hello.
Here you go. Here's the
Ah, a
file.
convenient classified file.
Yes.
Let's read it.
Let's see. Project Gestalt. No, that's not it.
As you know,
Let's see.
Queen Myrrah.
The
Queen Myrrah. There she is.
Virus.
Again, notice how again the photograph shows a little girl. But go ahead.
Her stem cells
Oh, here you go. Here.
were delightfully complementary to sire DNA.
Exactly.
We underestimated so much.
Huh.
There is strong maternal feelings, for instance.
Let me guess. She led her children to slaughter you all.
No. Well, yes. But I meant her more traditional maternal feelings.
When did she have that? You may wonder.
Exactly. But hold on. I'll wait till this is over.
Tung tung tung.
You're lying.
I am not. Your mother was.
Oh boy, it gets better.
From us by her spineless father. Thus
Get
causing
this,
young
Myrrah
unfortunate
pretty much led her assault on humanity because she thought her daughter was taken. That's it, really. It wasn't that she hated humanity.
What did you just say?
It was
Hold on,
that.
hold on,
Maybe
hold on,
it was-
hold on,
hold
Joe.
Hey,
Why did you come here with me? What did JD tell you?
Of course.
Not
I
the-
knew it. I knew it.
Not the time, Kate.
Also, congrats, Tio. You want a cookie for this?
indeed sever the link between you and the Locust.
now shut up!
I won't let them do to me what they did to my mother.
Your mother. And what did they do to your mother?
In the hive. They changed her. It killed her. I killed her.
But we didn't see the body.
That is the process.
Was this in Gears 4?
Yes, the ending of Gears 4.
Without a queen, they remain unguided.
And yet they seem to
nothing
be
but a
still
tool.
efficient.
Nothing.
I'm nothing but a tool, an instrument of destruction.
Not.
Back in the village, when I was inside that snatcher, I was controlling them.
Dun dun dun.
Well, we already knew that.
Well,
But-
Del didn't.
Sure. No, I was referring to Jova's Stuntanta.
Well, it's supposed to be a revelation to Dell, so.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know. I want it out of my head. I want it to stop.
Okay.
Put the gun down.
You're gonna stop it.
And if I do not,
Then we delete you. Destroy every bit of your precious research.
There's probably backup, you know.
to assist you.
Wow, that was very convincing.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of with Del though. What makes us think that he's actually gonna do what we want him to do? Anyway,
yeah.
before I read this, listen to the whole thing though, because I'm actually gonna wait till they finish
Okay.
talking.
Young Myrrah needed no such crude incorporation.
Niles, tell me something. My grandfather, Who was he?
One of my best geneticists.
Ooh.
Again,
Little Reina?
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about.
Let me get on the wiki. I want to clarify this before the party's over.
Yeah.
His
go
part's
ahead.
giving Tio a heart
Please,
attack.
please do. Anyway, such an analysis I tolerate Dr. Torres's and seemingly designs upon whatever, mainly due to my hope that their talents could produce a child. And now it has. Let me dispense with these chilly medical applications, as Myrrah has proved my colleague and collaborator in every sense. Her selfless cooperation has brought me much joy, but not nearly as much as this. Myrrah's daughter has inherited her unique genomic constellation. This means that I do not know, but it proves... Oh. Hold on, Niles, I'm finishing to reading this. What this means, I do not yet know, but it proves that what I have created here is astonishing, inheritable. All throughout our facility date upon Little Reina already, only Dr. Torres seems ambivalent. I suspect he is jealous of the attention his special child is receiving. So basically, Myrrah and one of the researchers fell in love with each other, and allow me to remind you, they specifically said, all photos they have of Myrrah here shows a little girl. Now, like Jova said, maybe she doesn't physically age. She only, well, actually, even if she doesn't, well, actually, no, that's still bad though. Never mind. Ignore.
She still looks like a child, talks like a child.
Even so, Pedro, let's take into account that it's one of the scientists who probably knew her since she was a child, which it raises more questions.
That's still bad. That's God.
Let me see.
But okay, here's my main problem with this. So it turns out you'd think Myrna's rebellion against humanity would have been because of her hatred. No, it's because of a misunderstanding. The father took Reina, and she thought something bad had happened to Reina.
Yeah.
Then she just decided, well,
basically, Niles,
now.
Yeah. When Reina's father ran away with Reina, they lied to Myrrah, and that's what got Myrrah.
Now granted, Niles was
Yeah, they lied and told that the daughter was dead, and that's what pushed her onto the brink.
Yep.
Now don't get me wrong. Niles, that was a pretty dumb move to say that the daughter was dead instead of just telling her the truth. Because, well, what the hell did you think was going to happen? But still, though, I feel like that takes away from the grandiose of her rebellion. It's more like she had the uber hissy fit. And don't get me wrong, yes, losing her daughter would be a terrible thing. But where did she connect the dots on my daughter is dead? That means all humanity
I must destroy
needs to die.
everything.
It also kind of serves as a way to, like, okay, Gears 2 specifically very strongly imply that the main reason the Locusts were on war against the humans because they were trying to, reach the surface so they run away from the lambent.
Actually, yeah, it's still valid, that point. I checked in the previous part on the wiki, and that is still true. After founding the Society of the Locusts, they actually, at least for a while, wanted to stay in peace, but part of them started going lambent because of the overexposure to emotion, and then prompted them to exit that and having to forcefully enter a war in order to gain territory.
I'm curious though, Tio, is that something that's mentioned in the game or out of it? Because
how do I know that, Jova?
No, he doesn't know. Well, I can tell you that. I can answer you that, Jova. Remember, I've played all 5 of them. No,
maybe in item descriptions.
Maybe. Go ahead.
What I was asking was more of a rhetorical question. It's my point, though. Yeah, I mean, when you clarify it like that, it makes more sense. But it's not stuff that's told in the game. So as far as anyone who's played the games know, they retcon Myrna's rebellion to just be about, my daughter is dead, destroy everything, which feels way less nuanced than, the ideas that in the original trilogy, while she was evil, yes, and the Locusts were definitely in the wrong, you could argue that some of what they were doing was for survival of their own, but no.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the whole thing, Jova. What made the Lambent plot twist really cool in Gears 2 was the fact that suddenly this war was not as black and white as we all thought.
Okay.
Someone tells me I missed something.
Oh, you're just in time for the creepiness, Dwebs, because...
Okay, let me sum it up for you, Dwebs. First off, we learned that Kait's father might have been... We learned that Kait's grandfather might have been a pedophile.
Or a groomer.
Actually, I was about to explain that.
Well, both are shitty.
Also, that's a berserk.
Basically... Oh, wait, hold on, cutscene.
By my damaging your brain.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, it does make logic. I mean, yeah.
Or lobotomy. Sign me up. Bang.
Well, to be fair, what other ways would there even be?
Well, you know what? To their credit, this is a way to guarantee that we won't get another threat like the Locust Queen again. So good on them.
Matriarch will guide your mind undetected to where it must go.
Okay.
Look, Dell, it's alright. I'm a main character. I'll survive
Yeah,
this
okay,
time.
that is not up to you to decide. Sorry.
Yeah.
Besides, like I said, I'm a main character. I'll be just fine. Like, honestly, look.
Your opinion is accepted, but at the end of the day, Kait has to decide.
Look. I'm the new female main protagonist on the cover.
There you
You
go.
really think they're gonna kill me off?
Oh no, wait until the cutscene's over at least, or at least the part.
Don't worry, there. I'll cue you in.
Sure. Also, you may wanna like remove part of your armor for this since it's a
Yeah, she's fine.
operation.
It's
Like
safe.
I know we have to operate strictly on her head, so it shouldn't
It's
be that
safe,
much of a
Tia.
problem.
This is possible.
What if a what if a blood vessel burst and be able to like operate stuff like the heart?
Also,
Don't
isn't
worry
it
about
it.
bad
That
in
would
machines like this?
Don't worry, Teo. This is
This is an advanced tech.
Oh,
this is an
CG
advanced.
cutscene.
And yeah, while the search is going on, Kait is having this nightmare. Go ahead, Teo.
Actually, no. I want to see for a second at least where this is going. Oh, you had to fight the berserker in the nightmare.
That's the thing, Teo. That thing is not just a berserker. It's something way more powerful, even.
Shit.
It's called the matriarch. Basically, let's just say Niles is doing something that.
Oh, it was actually mentioned here, but hold on, I'll mention later.
So when do we run into Guts?
It's called Gatsu. Dej.
Yeah. You can tell that I don't read Berserk.
You're not enough
You can tell-
for Dej.
Also, you can tell this scene is pre-rendered.
I
I
call that
mentioned
a
it before.
blessing.
Take my hand.
We're off to Never Ever Land.
Sucker!
She okay?
We just started, Del.
Your tone isn't very reassuring.
Shiro, it's just the AI of a scientist who wanted to play God with the lives of children.
Yeah, there's nothing. Oh no, tentacles! No.
We have seen it
honestly,
before
this
when
is
she got
nothing new
hit
for
by
the
the
series.
Snatcher.
Not only that, Dej, but trust me, this is far from the most squicky thing in this whole franchise.
We had an entire chapter, Dej, in Act 2, in Readers 2, where we're inside a giant worm. Full of blood and all that stuff.
Oh, hey, Reina.
Jesus.
Reina, we're not in Last of Us. You don't need to be cosplaying as
A clicker.
A clicker.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
clicker. I was gonna say Shambler, but yeah, clicker works too.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Gambler.
Get over here, something.
So yeah, it turns out Niles was doing just the opposite of helping her.
Trying to use her to activate the matrix.
Well, here's the thing, Joe, but technically he did help her. Kait
Well,
is...
you're the technician. This is not how it works.
Just shoot it.
What Teo said. Also, that's the thing, Jova. Technically, he did both. He helped her. He just transferred Kate's abilities to something else.
Also, dude, that could have killed her.
Yeah, it was
It's
a
like the
work-free
Matrix.
sacrifice.
Look, like I said, new female main character on the cover. Like hell they were gonna kill her.
No, you don't know that. Sometimes they do kill the main character that you're supposed to be invested in the first game.
So there you go, guys.
no.
Turns out, Reina's still alive.
Oh my god, we did not see the body, so...
Not just that, Teo. Not just that, Teo. Allow me to, trust me, we're going to go even further with this later, but we'll
to
see.
go even beyond.
Okay, so to finish summing up things for Dwibs. Basically, Dwibs, here's what happened. Turns out, that's what happened basically. Myrrah, aka the Locust Queen, fell in love with one of the researchers, And
one of the researchers who's apparently known her since she was a baby.
I was about to explain that because, for better or worse, I seem to have found the closest to an explanation because even the articles on the wiki seems to be vague on the term. But here's the thing: it's explicitly mentioned that the scientists waited until Myrrah was actually properly matured before starting to, use the Locust project to, produce the Locust using cells from her DNA and her embryo and stuff. So it does suggest an actual passage of time and the growth of her body, at the very least. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that makes it even more creepy, connected to the fact that I mentioned Dr. Torres, that's his name, he was the one responsible for extracting Myrrah's embryonic stem cells in order to combine them to create the Locust.
Oh, hey, Niles.
Yeah, that's Niles' body. Yep.
Oh, so we have a confirmation then, Jova. There you go.
There you go, Jova. He was a scientist. There you go.
Oh, yeah. My main question was just that if we knew back in Gears 2 that he was originally a scientist.
Like I said,
if we didn't, we know now.
Stuff like that. But the point is, and later, like he said, like it was stated also, the Dr. Torres and Myrrah grew what the wiki quotes here a sexual relationship, which was what produced Reina. Again, on paper, I can't believe that they did again the whole thing about Myrrah at that point being an actual adult, or at the very least. But the thing is that again, it's a person that knew her since she was a child and actively already used the scientific equipment for something akin to actual fertilization. So
and don't forget to you, she was resistant to aging. So...
My question is, because Pedro, a thing that I didn't ask you so far, have you tried to cross-reference with opinions from people who actually praise the game to understand where they're coming from, if they're talking out of their asses or something like that?
I haven't actually looked...
Because I want to know if anyone is talking about this particular bit.
Well, here's the thing, too. Usually when people try to praise Gears 5, it's not so much it's not so much about minor details like this, it's more so about the grander themes.
Pedro, minor details, like, this is the kind of thing that will make Twitter go wild for at least a week.
let me explain something to you. Diaz made no noise on Twitter. Diaz 5 made no noise.
That's the thing, too.
Because no one was talking about it.
Well, maybe because nobody was buying it.
It was mostly just the hardcore fan base, basically.
The only thing that I know about Gears 5 is, it did well on Games Pass. That's it.
Oh, no.
That's the thing, Dej. In order for something... By doing well on Game Pass means a lot of people booted the game up once and then quit it. That's all you...
I don't know if there is I think it was in the dossier, probably, what we saw in the cutscene. Sorry, or maybe it varies. But there is an actual image photograph attached to the news about Myrrah discovering the supposed death of her daughter, the cover-up story, and she doesn't really look that old to me.
Oh!
I mean, the wiki states as adolescent, but it's still very awkward.
All right, we're done.
Yeah, this is just...
Bye.
What? I don't even understand why. Why did they have to do this?
I don't understand what Tom Bissell was thinking, to be honest with you, too. Who the hell thought implied pedophilia was something that Gears needed?
Not just that. Taking aside Tom Bissell, remember, the producer of the series came back for this title, so at least he had to understand that this was going on and did not objected.
Yeah, a reminder, everybody, Rod Ferguson was the producer of the original trilogy. He came back to helm the Coalition at the request of Phil Spencer, and he was the director of this game. This is his vision.
Okay.
Are you seriously telling me that Cliff Basinski was really the glue that held things together? Because again, considering his actions in past years, I found that really hard to believe it.
Well, here's the thing, Terry. We also have to remember, Terry, that the Coalition is not helmed by just the same people, just with a different leader. The entirety of the Coalition staff is new people Rod Ferguson aside. So maybe it was just a team effort of Cliff and all the staff at Epic Games that left after Gears 3.
Okay, look. When you're doing this kind of plot here, I do get that there are sometimes plots that do call for very, very, very iffy actions like this. But you want to know why? It's because usually the point is how messed up it is, and to show under a significant thing here and there, something to help further the story here. This just feels like a side detail, and like maybe we're supposed to infer that Myrrah had a messed up upbringing to the point where someone who may have been her father figure ended up being her sexual lover. But this is the big problem I have with Gears 5. Gears 5 feels like that. Okay, Gears 5 feels like a hot topic. Someone who spews all these hot takes. Only to then just go, oh, but I'm not going to explain too much about them. Look, I was just saying it because I felt like it, but I don't feel obligated to explain more about it. It's like, don't make all these big, stunning revelations if you don't feel the gumption to explain them properly to leave people feeling satisfied.
Basically throwing out that there was pedophilia involved here. It's not a plot point you can just throw out there and say, all right, there you go. And
that happens. Okay. Next.
Yeah, exactly. To follow up on what Joe and Shira just said. Yeah. Okay, we're not trying to say that a fictional story, a writer cannot include pedophilia in his story. Of course, you can include anything in your story.
As much as macabre that is, I can understand that might contribute to the reason why Myrrah hates humanity this much and wants to have the Locusts kill the shit out of them. But
again, I
do believe there are steps to be taken that are not present here.
That goes to my problem. It's like, well, yeah, there could have been all these great reasons for why Myrrah did to warn humanity, but nope, it's mainly just because daughter is missing and Niles lied to her. So
stories are perfectly allowed to include uncomfortable subject matter. The Clockwork Orange, regarded as one of the greatest films of all time, has in the first 15 minutes the main character raping a woman. So it's not like you can't have uncomfortable topics in a story. You just have to be a good writer who knows how to use those subjects with the proper weight that they deserve.
Now, to be fair, I do get the feeling that this is maybe the pedophilia thing wasn't intentional. It's more so the fact that they didn't think about the implications of what
that's
they
my theory as well. This is just pure clumsiness.
However, here's the problem. It's still there as a result, and somebody should have realized it at some point. Like, again, if you're going to have it, you got to do something with it other than just having it be there, because otherwise, you know what it comes off as? Cheap shock value. And again, nothing is really done with it. Like, we've got Myrrah's backstory, but not much is done with it. That's really my biggest problem with Gears 5. Like, at least Gears 4, for all its problems, Gears 4 didn't demand too much of the audience here. I mean, it was still lame, but it didn't demand as much. No, Gears 5 is someone that demands that you listen. It demands that you be shocked. It demands that you be pulled in.
Okay, that's the thing, Jova. That's the thing, Jova. At least so far, the characters are not, probably because we don't know about this, but they haven't properly reacted to this kind of thing. I wonder
I don't think they're going to.
If it will ever. I can tell you this.
Price for Shiroi.
So far, I'm still not really that bothered by Kait's action, so at least there is that. But the game is not over yet.
Oh, trust me. Look. Kait's action right there, wow, eye-roll inducing. No. That is not the worst that Kait gets. Pedro can vouch for me on that.
Well, that's the thing, Jova. Like I've told you before, for me, what bothers me the most about this entire Act 2 of Gears 5 is not even so much Kait herself, it's more so the role this plays into the grand scheme of things, but I'll talk about that in the next part.
Oh, that's my point, though. Kait, the further problems with Kait don't really, if I recall correctly, they don't really occur in Chapter 2 as much, but those will be for later chapters.
Alright, then.
I don't know.
We'll see.
But anyway, let me just answer Shiroi, though. Yes, Shiroi, you pretty much just fell right on the money. But I'll talk about it in the next part. See everybody.
Sure.
See ya.